Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we are going to take a deep dive into the upcoming super full moon lunar eclipse that's occurring on September 17th or 18th, depending on where you live in the world. So we're going to take a look at each life path number to see how these energies could affect you in the months that follow. Remember that an eclipse opens us up to a storyline or a new chapter that will likely unfold over the coming 6 months to a year. So this is a progressive energy that we'll be working with, but at the time of the eclipse, we should have a pretty good indication of what that storyline is. This particular eclipse, I love the energy that we're going to be working with. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very supportive. So I'm really looking forward to breaking down each life path number. One thing that I wanted to introduce with this moon reading is the animal wisdom messages, but they're going to be a little bit different than what I do for the month ahead. What I wanted to do is for the illumination is offer sort of a mantra word that you can use that's going to be driven by one of the animal spirits that come through. So it's not going to be quite as detailed as the month ahead animal wisdom messages, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring those in as well. And what better time to start than a super full moon lunar eclipse? Yay! Before we get into it, if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. For some reason, with the algorithm, a lot of times the only way you're going to know if I release a video is if you've hit the bell, and then you'll be sure to be notified when that video is released. The other thing is, of course, this is a general forecast. So if you want to take a look at your own personal numerology to get the best idea for how these vibrations and, your own personal numerology are working for you, then the best way to do that is, of course, to have a reading, and you can book some time with me. My information is in the description box below if you choose to do that. Okay, enough housekeeping. Let's get into it. Life path number 2. So you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 19-1 for this eclipse. So this is bringing in some kind of regeneration or the need for some kind of rebirth or new beginning. So anytime we have a 19-1 cycle, there can be a tremendous amount of new starts, new beginnings, fresh starts, things, sort of having made a decision and now moving down a new path, right? So a lot could open up for you over the next 6 months to a year that is new terrain for you and feels unfamiliar. And you might not know how to sort of traverse this new landscape, but you will find that you'll figure it out as you move forward. So the easiest thing to do, though you might not like the idea of change, the best thing to do is to just put one foot in front of the other and see where that takes you. Knowing that this is going to be a period of, again, new beginnings, and that can encompass so many things in so many different areas of life, from relationships to career to, new fresh ideas to new hobbies to exploring new things. So much could come in for you. And I would say to welcome it all with open arms. Don't be too quick to dismiss any person, place, or thing or idea because it feels scary or you don't feel ready or it feels different from what you're used to. This is definitely the time to throw caution to the wind and be open to what is presented to you during this time. You could find through these new beginnings that you step into something that completely lights you up and that feels so good to you that you wouldn't have stepped into or even recognized was an option if you were too dismissive about it. So, and if it weren't for this cycle moving through. So definitely be open to what presents at this time. The other thing that this can bring in is this is a strong leadership type of energy and taking charge of one's own life. So you might see opportunities for exactly that, where you're either put into a position of leadership or you are being called to make some very important decisions during this time that sort of equates to you stepping into that leadership role and taking over sort of the helm of your own ship. Where perhaps in the past, maybe you had let other people sort of easily influence you or to make decisions for you. I think what you're going to find is this in this new exciting period where a lot can be opening up and presenting to you, it's going to require you to make those decisions that best align with what you want. And so this gives you the opportunity to really do that. And it's very supportive energy for that. This is also an energy for obstacles overcome after some kind of a struggle. So it could be that there was something that you've been moving through that's been incredibly difficult. And you could see sort of the light at the end of the tunnel now, where you're seeing the rewards of that sort of, moving through those challenges or those trials and tribulations. And it could bring some kind of liberation or relief to your life and to your circumstances. So if you felt sort of like bogged down or think that things were a little bit heavy, this can be a time where you feel that sense of relief, that you feel like you're getting that, your energy's lifting. You feel like a weight's being lifted off of you. Sort of you've done the work, you've done the struggle, you've overcome the challenge, and now you're sort of being rewarded for that. This is also a love vibration. So this is prime time for some kind of soul contract. New beginning in love could be coming in for you at this time too. So definitely be open to, again, anything that presents to you during this period, because it's sparking a new beginning that can bring so much satisfaction and joy and fulfillment into your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be just a romantic partner. Can also be a new friendship, a new acquaintance, new pet, you name it. But there's some kind of soul contract or several soul contracts that likely want to come in for you at this time. So what I would say is just be very open to everything that presents to you. It's like it's like you've gone to a fancy restaurant and you got the chef's course or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but where the chef sends out what what they want you to try, right? And so, gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it's like a tasting menu, right? And so, but it's at the chef's discretion. So, you don't know what you're going to get, but you won't know if you like it or not without trying it, type of thing. And that's kind of what this energy is. It's like the universe is going to be presenting you with this smorgasbord of opportunities or new directions or new things to try. And your job is to at least entertain and explore whatever presents to you. You can decide whether you say yes or no to it, but don't dismiss it too quickly. For you all, your animal wisdom message for this eclipse is rooster energy. And so what I would say your mantra is for the next 6 months is, I will work on my communication. And so really communication is going to be coming in for you pretty strongly. And just remember that, when it comes to communication, it's two people speaking. It's two people sharing ideas and communicating. It's not a debate where we're going to try to prove our side of the story or prove that we're right over a situation. Communication is truly about wanting to understand what the other person has to say, as well as being able to share what we want to say in a way that does not get other people's defenses up, right? That is able to create that safe space for all to be open about how they feel and what they want and what they need moving forward. So communication is definitely going to be at the forefront over the next 6 months. So definitely pay close attention to that as well. I hope it's a great one, too. Take care. Bye for now.